Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just waiting to speak to the people in Glasgow. So thank you for joining me. If you just can give me a few minutes, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. We're just waiting for people to join. Hi, thank you so much for joining. I'm just waiting for people from Glasgow. Hi, thank you. Hi, Tabeth, how are you? I'm just talking to the people in Glasgow. I'm just asking them where they are. Emily, hi, Emily. They're saying they've run out of battery. Now, how can people in Scotland run out of battery? What have they been doing there? Thank you. Hello. I'm just waiting for the Glasgow people to turn up. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Hello. We're just waiting. So for everyone that is joining, we just want to talk to the people who are in Glasgow at the conference climate protests, and we just want to hear what is happening there. Unfortunately, they're taking a bit of time to come on, so we're just waiting. Thank you. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just waiting for them. Hi, everyone is going to start dropping off now. Hi, John.
Hello, put me on.
Hi, John. Welcome to Change Radio. How are you this afternoon?
That Change Radio. Yes. Let's get the volume up. Okay.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm very well. It's very busy here with so many people being videoed and live streamed all over the place. We've got the chief just behind me, Mr. Bebe here. We've got Mr. Bebe here with me.
Hi,
and
Mr. Bebe.
Behind me is Yoda. It's the spaceship, and Yoda is talking to Yoda. Yoda is talking to a crowd of people. He's getting very personal about his own experiences, and it's very moving. So, what can we do for you, Patricia?
You can tell me what's happening there. I would like to speak to a few people as well to share their experiences and also to share their motivation for being at the protest. So if I can start with Mr. Bebe, can Mr. Bebe tell us a bit of why he's there?
If you'd like to tell us something
just for you to share your experiences of why you attended the protest.
I'm here because we have Mnangagwa's regime here at this conference. Mnangagwa's regime, which doesn't know anything about environmental preservation. They are destroying everything in Zimbabwe. Take the national parks that we have, such as the Wange National Park. We have that park, has been destroyed with the Chinese mining all over the place. We have again gold panels allowed to dig for gold all over the place. How does that help the environment? We have got many things that we are aggrieved about. That's why I'm here.
Thank you so much for that. And you talk about the mining. Just this afternoon, I was reading about Mutoko. And so the Chinese were in Mutoko and they were mining, they were digging, there's deforestation going on, they're cutting down trees. There's so much that is happening within the environment in Zimbabwe, which is not helpful to the climate, because that will have impact on the climate change. But I think more importantly is the people agenda. So, the people of Zimbabwe have been suffering for the last 41 years. Human rights abuses are high. And so I think that Mnangagwa should be in Zimbabwe the agenda rather than being in England talking about the climate change and signing up committing to tackling climate change when we know that he is not able to do that. He does not have the capacity. That is very disappointing to hear. That's good to hear from you. So, John, do you have others I can talk to?
Well, we had a very good show yesterday. We linked up with some of the people from Sri Lanka. And we formed relationships with them. We're exchanging situations because they have a similar issue to Zimbabwe of oppression, abductions, rape, and vote rigging. All of these things they're concerned about. Coming in today, there were the Ugandans complaining of the same thing, and the Sudanese complaining of exactly the same problems. This seems to be a bit of a global issue and certainly an African issue of these sort of behaviors of looting, of corruption, subduction of the economy and the environment. The environment is certainly coming a poor third, fourth or fifth in their policy making mentality of a lot of the Africans. And to have them here at this UN conference is a bit of a kick in the teeth for a lot of people. A lot of nationalities are being offended here by this show. It is a show trial of the environment. Even that, we have to question some of their thinking. But we had a very good meeting. A lot of people were here yesterday, and we've got another big crowd here today, and there's more people joining us as we speak. There's a lot of people here with a passion for change in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a failed state, it's a failed nation, and it's a failed nation purely because of the administration. And the people at the top of that administration are simply part of the snake. They are the head of the snake of the organization that's completely suppressing everything there is in Zimbabwe. It's a travesty. Hello, we got Simba behind me now.
Does he want to say hello? Can I say hello to Simba?
He's already moved off. He's already moved off. I'll just try and attract his attention.
Yeah. Chipo,
He's actually doing a live video himself.
Oh, he doesn't like being videoed himself, but he
He's
likes
doing
to
a live
video
feed.
others. Okay, no, that's fine.
I'm just in the background. You might see the chief is being interviewed by another TV channel.
Yes, I can see the chief.
There's a lot going on here. The chief was interviewed 5 times yesterday by international TV people. The message is getting out. We're far more successful at getting the message out of what's actually going on in Zimbabwe than ZANU-PF could ever be. And their pathetic attempts at propaganda and lying about photographs and opportunities and re-engagement and bilateral agreements is farcical. What is actually happening? Nobody is liaising much with Zimbabwe and Mnangagwa because they know he's a crook. He's worse than a crook. He's a genocidal maniac. As Yuda's saying over there at the moment, if he comes out of that zone, he comes out of the United Nations zone, Yuda's gonna arrest him. Citizens arrest for murder, rape, torture, all of these things. They're still outstanding. The United Nations, their own report by Kofi Annan, no less, in 2002, clearly indicates he's the chief strategist behind the looting of the Congo. Okay. This is what it's all about.
There's Chipo. Can I say hello to Chipo? Can she talk?
Yes, Chipo.
Hello, Patricia. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Chipo? Can you tell me what you're doing? What's your message to Mnangagwa and to the world?
Oh, my dear, here we are Zimbabweans who are gathered here in Glasgow, Scotland, and our message is quite clear. It's just to say, Mnangagwa, you are not wanted here. Mnangagwa, you should go back because you don't respect human rights in Zimbabwe. And how come you can come here and talk about the climate change? What we want Mnangagwa to do is to just go home and step down and leave the country to be managed by the people who can do the actual thing, not what he is doing right now. Honestly, I feel really, really sad and devastated, Patricia, especially at this moment when I can see the Zimbabweans, they have left their houses, they have left their jobs to come here and protest against this evil man. This man who is evil, who has got blood all over his hands, who has destroyed the country and who has sent so many people to an early grave. Honestly, I'm short of words. What we are saying here is Zimbabweans, Zimbabwean lives matter, and we really want the Zimbabweans to be free. We want freedom of speech in Zimbabwe. Right now, I've got Chief Dwayne with me. He has just come here, and I think you can want to hear. That is Change Radio, Chief Dwayne.
Wow.
Hi, Chief Dwayne. How are you?
How are you, folks? How are you? How's everybody there?
We are okay. We are good. So glad to see you there, Chief. To see you talking on behalf of Zimbabweans. And what message do you have for Zimbabweans today?
Oh, say again. I didn't quite catch it. The volume was low.
What message do you have for Zimbabweans today?
What message?
Yes. My message really for Zimbabweans today is to say we are here at climate change. We Zimbabweans are also here at climate change, just like our government is here at climate change. But for us as individuals, as ordinary Zimbabweans, we are raising the proper voice to the international arena because we've been given an opportunity to engage directly with the international arena, to bring our voice to them so that for the first time, there's a new narrative that comes out in the international arena, one that challenges the narrative that the government has been doing for so long, a wrong narrative. So for us, if we were to say, who is the patriot today? We would say we are the patriots more than the current government is, because we have Zimbabwe in our hearts. We have our land in our hearts. We have the rule of law in our hearts. We have democracy in our hearts. We have everything in our hearts. And for me, what really gets me up every day in the morning is this knowledge that wherever you go internationally, you'll find educated, articulate, hardworking Zimbabweans holding positions of responsibility wherever you go in Europe, America, Canada, East Asia, wherever you go. And yet, we have a government that has failed us completely. Completely. I struggle to think of one thing where I can say they have achieved. They have done something good. Folks, yes, you may say Chief Ndweni is saying hard words, harsh words today, but this is the truth. This is the reality. This is how it shakes down. There's no other way to make it shake down. I said the other day, our born-free generation is 41 years of age.
I know.
They are 41 years of age. Some of them are still living with their mothers and fathers, cannot afford a house of their own, cannot afford the normal things that people of a similar age around the world are doing. These were the ones who should have been benefiting from the independence that Zimbabwe got. And yet we have shortchanged them. We have shortchanged them profoundly. So I'm fighting for all of these issues to say we can do it. Our only issue is that we have to convince the current government to give way.
Yes.
To give way. And I'm saying it politely, that the current government must give way. Zimbabwe needs better. Zimbabwe can do better. You have failed. It is like someone who supports a football team.
Yeah.
And if your football team loses every time they run onto the pitch, 10-0, 20-0, 10-0, at some point in time, you'll say, change the manager, change the team.
Yes.
We've arrived at that juncture.
Yeah. I think so. I think 41 years is a long time to be under a dictatorship, and a failed dictatorship, because it is our children, our grandchildren who are suffering. There's no hopes, there's no prosperity, there are no opportunities for the people of Zimbabwe right now. It's really hard for the young people. And it's a shame because, as you say, these people are innovative. They have great ideas, but they are all lagging behind the whole world because the regime is sitting on everything. They've come here. What are they doing there? They're going to be shopping, aren't they? Later on, they're going to shop.
Yes.
They're going to do.
Yes, they're going to shop a lot. We've already seen some of them going into supermarkets, filling their trolleys with whiskey and booze, living it up, doing those things. And obviously, the ones who came here, my big question is that for all of those 100 plus delegates, what did they bring in those suitcases? How many bars of gold were they carrying each?
Exactly.
I have to ask those questions because we've seen this happen before. So we're not being negative. We are being very patriotic towards our country because we have been shortchanged. We need to do something better. Within Zimbabwe, the political space has been totally closed down. Totally closed down. I mean, to have an opposition that is physically and verbally attacked when it's going about doing its ordinary daily business. And the government of the day says it is okay to do that. It's not ashamed to say it is okay to do that. That's profound. To me, that is profound. For me, I'll be saying, where are the dockets for those incidents? Where are the investigation papers? Who has been prosecuted for that? Who is being arrested for that? What is going on about those issues? Because normal legislators from the oppositions get arrested for crossing the road.
I know.
If they just cross the road, they're picked up and they're arrested and a false charge is placed upon them. So we are saying, especially in the international arena, the ordinary Zimbabwe, it is your narrative that has to win the day.
Yes, thank you
your
so
narrative.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chief Ndweni. It's been wonderful speaking to you, and we will come back to you later on again. I'm just going to say hello to Chipo again.
I'm humbled by what I've just heard. I've dabbled in understanding what's going on in Zimbabwe, but the chief knows it inside out. The footballing analogy is so good. They've lost 10-0, 20-0 every game for the last 40 seasons, and we've still got the same management in place. How is that possible? It's one of the best analogies I've heard. It's fantastic. Thank you both so much. Now, please bear with the chief. He's having to wear thermal gloves at the moment. It is freezing here in Glasgow. I've got thermal underwear on and everything. Okay, it is cold. So anyway, on that issue, over to Chipper.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, God.
Don't mind John. John is just crazy.
What about Rashiwe? Yeah.
Let me just show you people who are here at the moment, Patricia. So many people are gathered here and they are holding different placards which are written differently. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Patricia, that's
Rashiwe, how are you?
In destroying our nation.
How are you, Rashiwe? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you getting on? You've been there since yesterday.
Sorry?
I said you've been there since yesterday.
Yes.
So how are you going? What's your message to Mnangagwa and the regime?
Mnangagwa and his regime, we are actually telling them that they need to go. How can they come to a climate change conference with a hired jet? So what are they trying to say to even the leaders who are here? I don't understand when they are calling for such. Yet most of them, they've flown into the United Kingdom to come for the climate conference. To Mnangagwa, we are saying you don't know anything about climate. You have destroyed our country. You are letting people now go back to the 50s where they're using firewood to cook. So how is it linked to climate in our own country? For you to be here, yet back home, you revived a train, a 1950-something train which uses coal to go to Mutare, from Mutare to Harare. So what is he saying to these people about climate? Yet he doesn't know nothing about climate. This for us is not. He is just here for a show and giving them lip service, which is not going to deliver back home.
Yeah, we know that's what he's good at, isn't it? He's good at lying, he's good at misleading, he's good at the propaganda. So he's not going to live it. He's not going to drive any climate change. He's not going to tackle anything. He needs to go back home and hand in his resignation and allow for new leadership.
He has to go back home and go back on the drawing board to actually tackle climate change.
Yeah, thank you.
Not to be here. For him to be here with a delegation of 100, yet our next door neighbor Zambia came with only 10 and coming into a commercial flight with other people, and him hiring a private jet, which costed how many millions for us Zimbabweans? Surely that is nothing to do with climate.
Yeah, I know. He could have just come on Emirates, like President Hichilema of Zambia.
Yes.
He came on Emirates, so why couldn't he have just used Emirates to fly there? Rather than
it would have been better. It would have been cheaper, even for the taxpayer in Zimbabwe, and for us in the diaspora, because we are the one who are keeping our country afloat with our remittances. So it would have costed us at least little, not the exorbitant amount he has actually paid for a private jet. What's the cost of a private jet? I don't understand.
Yeah, but it's lavish living, isn't it? They've got money. They've come probably.
That's what they want to show.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the people. I was showing images of Rufaro Stadium, which is dilapidated. They could have used money, to fix Rufaro Stadium. They could have used that money to fix a few clinics. Harare Hospital is on its knees. that there's no equipment, no medication, the nurses and doctors are not paid well. They could have put that $1 million to those things instead of coming here, but they decided to come for some shopping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, because our roads. Just imagine how is it going to for him to come and address our roads in Zimbabwe? They are potholes. Is it not destroying destroying the environment with the roads which are potholes and people cutting down trees and all that money they use to hire private jet? Surely it should have gone somewhere. It should help in the hospitals we have in Zimbabwe, which are dilapidated. Our teachers are incarcerated; they can't go to school to teach anymore. So if our hospitals can run for the whole year with about $50,000, why can't they channel this money for such? They should have channeled this money for such, because it's a waste of coming to present yourself just to show yourself as is. I think he's happy because he's actually saying that he's as the first president to travel to the United Kingdom for how many years? That's what he wanted to show. It's a show for him. It's not nothing to do with climate.
Yes, I know.
But we are here to tell him that nothing comes for free, because in this country we're actually free. There is democracy in this country.
Yes.
Fortunately enough, we have police officers here. I have police officers behind here. We are actually looking after us. They don't carry button sticks. They don't carry button sticks.
Let me just tell them to come and take my
Okay, thank you. So I say hello to Beverly. Is that Beverly there?
Yeah, that's
hello, Patricia.
Hi, Beverly, how are you?
Oh, here they are.
Hi, officers. How are you? Can you
You
show
know,
me
Patricia, something that is funny is when I came here to Glasgow today, I came with some dignitaries from France.
Yeah.
They boarded the same plane with me, and they also took a bus to come to the conference.
Yes.
Not even a taxi.
No,
But
because,
our Zimbabwean government, they just spend money for nothing. Imagine
I know they
some
do that.
leaders from France, they took buses to come to this conference.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Right.
It's so amazing. And you can see the type of leaders that we have in our country who are really selfish. Very, very selfish. They don't even care about anyone, and only their family and their immediate mates only. That's really terrible.
No, that's
Okay,
bad.
okay, just
So,
Hello,
how are
hi,
you?
Patricia.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's great to be here. The most important thing, like the president of Zimbabwe, that I think, him having the opportunity to mingle with other world leaders. I hope it will be a lesson for him to also learn about humbleness, because about humbleness, and also learn from others, to be how to lead the country effectively from other world leaders. Because sometimes if you mingle among the people who do what is right, you may also learn. So I just hope that you also learn, and also to be accountable for everything that he does. That people, we do not hate him as a human being, we just hate the works that he does. Where he has put the country is what we hate. His leadership skills, this is what we hate. But we just hope that him having had this opportunity, to be among the world leaders, it will be a learning curve for him if he wants to learn. And also,
that's the problem. I've only got 5 minutes left now, Beverly. So sorry to cut you, but I've got 5 minutes left of this, and I just wanted to see the other people.
All right, sure.
I want to see the placards. Thank you so much for talking to me. I just want we want the viewers to read some of the placards, some of the people to say hello.
Okay. There is something that is going to happen now, which doesn't need any filming, Patricia. I'm really sorry, but we want to listen to something that is really, really very confidential, and I'll pass it across to you later.
Oh, all right. And just show us the people so that we say goodbye to
Oh,
the
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Okay, just hold on. Sorry, guys. This is Change Radio. I just want you all to come in and see Patricia there just for a few seconds.
Can I see their
I'm
faces?
going.
If
Yeah.
you lower the camera down so I can see their
Oh,
faces.
sorry.
Okay, hi everybody. Hi Yuda. Hello.
You can raise your placard.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you for all that you're doing. Hi, thank you. Thank you for protesting. We love you. Thank you so much for holding Mnangagwa to account. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
Zimbabwe deserve better.
You can see they are all with placards here, which are written different messages from Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
okay,
Thank you.
Patricia.
Enjoy the protest.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Chipo.
Bye.
So thank you so much to all of our viewers. They now have to do whatever they need to do there, and some of the discussions that are private, we have to protect them. We have to protect because we know what the regime are like. They take names, they take photos, and they may harass some of the family members of the protesters. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you viewers for joining me this afternoon. We were live talking to the Zimbabweans who are protesting against the Mnangagwa's presence at COP26 climate conference in Glasgow. And I think the big questions are, what is Mnangagwa going to do going back home in terms of some of the commitments that he's made about tackling the environment? And alongside that, how can he talk about tackling the environment when he is not tackling the people agenda? So we know that any dissenting voice in Zimbabwe is not free. They are at risk. We have seen how the opposition leaders are treated. We have seen how just a couple of weeks ago, MDC Alliance President Nelson Chamisa was nearly assassinated, and all the blockers that were put in his way when he was trying to meet and greet the people in different parts of the country. We have seen the atrocities that have been committed from the 80s up until now, the disappearances of anyone that has a different political view. We saw what happened in August. On the 1st of August 2018, 6 people were shot dead in broad daylight. These were just innocent citizens going about their business. Nobody was ever held accountable for that. Between the 12th and the 24th of January, 17 people were shot dead. Again, this was following peaceful fuel protests, and it's reported that 50 women were raped by the Zimbabwe National Army. Nothing has ever been done. No one has ever been arrested. No one has ever been held accountable. And so we ask Mnangagwa that he attends to the human rights abuses that he is perpetrating. There's a human rights crisis in Zimbabwe. That is what needs to be tackled, the people climate. Yes, we care about our planet. Yes, we all should do something to preserve and to nurture it and to look after it. And there are things that we can do as individuals to be able to support the environment that we live in. And some of those things are recycling, not being wasteful with food. So, when you buy food, not throwing away food, but saving that food, putting it in the fridge where you are able to, so that you can reuse that food, sustainable clothing. So, not buying excess, not having things that you don't really need, sharing some of those excesses if you do have them. So there are things that we can do at a local level and from an individual basis. And there are things that the government can do in order to save our country and our environment. But at the moment, that is not happening. There's mining. The train that has just been restarted is using coal. We know that they are cutting trees. So there's so many things that are happening there in terms of the environment. But I think what I leave you with is that there is a human rights crisis in Zimbabwe, and that needs to be fixed. And Mnangagwa needs to be held accountable by other global leaders. He needs to change. But what we need, more importantly, is to ask all of you that are in Zimbabwe to go and register to vote, because that is the only time that we can bring about change. And I know that this comes with a lot of its own questions. And people say, but we've been going to the polls, we've been voting, there's been no change. We need to learn from Zambia. Zambia's youth turned out in their millions, and they helped deliver a successful outcome for Hakainde Hichilema. And that is what we need to do in Zimbabwe. So all of our youth who are able to register to vote, please go and register to vote, because Zimbabwe needs change. We need to correct the abuses. We need to correct the corruption. And this is all of us coming together, citizens converging for change. So thank you so much for having joined me today. I wish you a happy, great afternoon. Bye-bye.